yeah, just a quick one. And it's a new tank I've got. It's an Aquamanta 4 foot. Come with the Aquamanta EFX 300, but I've got a Flaviolus 306 running on it, and also this Seachem Tidal 110. I didn't cut the flaps, luckily, because I had so many of these dual tanks, which basically use the same size flaps as them, and the Flaviolus tanks. This is the original, so I didn't end up needing to cut it. I had an old one, so I just cut that one down, and then I've covered up the rest of the holes to eliminate evaporation as much as possible. But yeah, it's got the atros in there. They're being, well, they're a bit pissed off with me. I pulled their fry yesterday. The male's down there somewhere, and the female's in this white. She will peek right out in a minute. Go around, probably see her. Yeah, she's in there. That little clay pipe. But yeah, I've pulled their fry, put them into a plastic tub with a sponge filter in. I've got 4 tubs going at the minute with all different fry. So and again, I've got the same fish spawning again. But I've got a Cuban fry growing out. I've got atromaculatum. I've got beani, although there's only a few of them. What else have I got? Flaviolus, and I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. But yeah, the Cuban's got fry in there again. But yeah, I have to keep them divided because the male, after 3 or 4 days of the fry being free swimming, he decides to eat them and then smash the shit out of the female, try and force her to spawn again. But yeah, this tank was what I was having to keep the atros in while I changed all my setups. So dual 125, not dual, sorry, Flaviolus 125. That's literally just going to be, I'm going to vacuum the gravel later, and it's just going to be used as another photo tank in addition to the tote tubs. Here I've got my rack with the jag that just won't seem to go. He keeps saying they're coming through and then don't turn up. But he's not the best of jags to have if you want to keep him in a secret community tank, as he don't play very nicely. I mean, he literally is nuts. And when you put your hand in the tank, it's no different. He literally bite you every single time. Like my bow guy used to be like this, but they weren't too bad when you was doing tank maintenance once your hands were in the tank. Unless they're fine there, but he's like this all the time. You can literally move him from one tank to another, and straight away he's like this, and he's eating straight away. But yeah, I had some glass lids made for the top of this now, so to limit the condensation as much as possible. And I've got a 4 foot LED. I'm trying to remember what the make is again of that. But yeah, I have to do water changes every few days in this tank due to the tannins off of this brand new piece of wood. But yeah, that's the ones through now. And then in my hallway you'll see a small rack, 3 foot rack, and then that's that's going to be going off today. That little tank was on there, that's where I just moved that from. But in here I've got the Flavs, and again another brand new piece of bogwood. I'm literally getting charged. All the bits that are marked as XL pieces in there, which I had to cut this. It was too big to get in the tank. This was over 5. It was nearly 5.5 foot long. when I first got it. But yeah, I had to cut it so I could make it just fit inside a 4 foot, inside a 4.2/22. But yeah, as you can see, they've got wigglers in there. That's where she's being super guarded over them. I mean, there's shitloads. Every time these spawn, there is a huge batch. I mean, a huge batch of fry. These were my fish from about 2 years ago. Then they went to my friend's 8 foot tank. And then they've, oh no, they went to, first of all, they went to one of my friends, and they was in a 5 foot, and then, but it weren't a 5.22, it was a dual 450. But yeah, they was in that, but he tried to mix them, everything he put them in with, they killed. In the end, they went into an 8 foot with a load of other fish. That jag next door was in with them. But yeah, then they come back to me. But yeah, I've fallen in love with these again. I went off them at one point. What it was, I had them for over a year and they never spawned. But I thought, yeah, to my knowledge, there was only ever one lot of these brought in, and they was they coming all originally through a source in Belgium. They was imported to, from what I've been told about these. And the male was meant to be F1 and the female is meant to be F2. Although the male was sold to me as a female and the female as a male. So yeah, things worked out still. But what it was, the female actually had longer trailers than the male, and as a nuchal hunt as well, so I can forgive the mistake on that one from the shop. But yeah, they're not an easy fish to come by, especially when they're that size. But when I got them, the male must have been probably 8 inch, 9 inch. It's like he didn't grow, and like for about a month, I think he was kept in a small tank, because when I got him, like for the first month, I didn't see any change, and then he grew a huge amount, and I only had him in the 5 foot then. But he's got to be 13 inch now, and a real chunk. I mean, a proper like chunk of a fish. And she's not small either. She's got to be a good 10, 11 inch. But yeah, it was weird. They never spawned until I took them back from the 8 foot and put them in a 4.22 on their own, and that was it. But yeah, I've got 4 from these growing out as well, and then yeah, on top of that, you've got the beani, which are going to be getting moved over in the next couple of days into the 4.2/22 I've got next door that the jag's in. Yeah, he's lost his barring. Yeah, these are by far my favourite fish. And from when I learnt a few basic key principles on keeping these, they haven't been a problem. They've been a pleasure to keep as it goes this time round. Last time I had 10 of them, now I lost 3. But yeah, I mean, they've had the, what happened was last time they got the stringy white shit, and that was it. They started like dropping off. But this time around, using the RO and the UV steriliser, and I mean, it might be overkill, but the Purigen, just to prevent any sort of nitrite spikes, because I think that might have been an issue last time when I moved them tanks. And yeah, when I moved the tanks. But yeah, I think I've got 2 females in here. don't think it's the same female each time. But so I've got the bed turned down, the missus is making it all now. But so yeah, there's space here, I think anyway, for another tank. To get all this moved today. I'm meant to be clearing all this out because the baby's due in under a month. So well, I chuck that filter out. Well, I mean, I might just put it up for free on Facebook or something, give it away, let someone else have it. But I've got loads of stuff that needs to go. But for now, as we decided, you know what I mean, obviously the baby's going to be in here with us in this room until he's a bit older. So I've still got, for now, that fish room next door. But yeah, I'm going to have to move these tanks out. Well, I'm going to keep one in there that's the most sealed one, so there's the least evaporation out of, and stick a dehumidifier in there. But I can't find anything online where it says, you know what I mean, don't have a fish tank in the room. I mean, I suppose you've got to use common sense, don't have an open top one or something, but you know what I mean, but I don't, I mean, if there is any things, I can't find any reason why not. But yeah, my missus seems to think that, you know what I mean, it's a huge, you know what I mean, like problem to have a tank in the bedroom with a baby. But I said to her, if you can find anything that says that, then fair enough. But yeah, they're just, I think they're still, I think they're still being fry up from down there to spit into the little pit in the wood. I think there's still more coming up. He's standing guard over them. Thought there's some free swimmers then, but it looks like they're still attached to the yolk sac, so, or the egg sac, sorry. But yeah, that's just an update on the tanks at the minute. Oh, I suppose really I should do, this is the problem, like even with my ensuite, this is why my missus is getting mad about it, but a porter's trolley that I use for, well, it's only me here because I've moved out of London, out into the sticks now. You know what I mean, I've got no one here to help me with things, especially with her being pregnant, and she can't really lift that much anyway, do you know what I mean? But so, like bringing tanks in and out of the house and cabinets and all that. I mean, before it was way worse, there was tons of barrels and everything in there. But coming back out here, yeah, this is the rack that's got to go. But, so look, this is from having a wardrobe that is no longer. So we're just moving everything around now, so all of these clothes have got to get moved off of here. Sorry, that's my missus dressing gown, but all that's got to get moved into the other room now. So I've got two brand new, well, they haven't been assembled yet, but two brand new chests of drawers for things like my tracksuits and stuff and then the baby's bits. But yeah, the marine tank is doing actually the best out of most of them, I'd say. It's the least aggravation, which I thought always would be the opposite way around. But the bean I think I worry about more than all of them, just because I've had experiences in the past where I lost three. So but yeah, there's me yellow tang, well, Palomar or Harlequin grouper, which is a deep sea grouper. Get up to about 18 inch. I can't remember what the name of this tang is. Sorry about that. I'm quite new to marine. I think it's been about 4 or 5 months now since I first got into it. 4 fish, and you can see the little bits where the frag plugs were glued down, and the moray has just snapped them all off. There's one still there that's managed to stand his being knocked about and that. But now I've got 2 morays in there. I've got another one that lives in that. In fact, there he is there. That's in there, in that little hole. That's the head of the snowflake moray in there. I've got a much bigger skeletal oil in there as well, Moray. He's got to be about 14 inch now. I've got really thick since I got him, but I have actually been power feeding him. But yeah, I think the next upgrade from this tank will be the Gwency, the 725 XL. 6 foot. I think it's a 622. I think it's 725 litres with the sump, I think. But yeah, that'd be plenty big enough for the Morays. They get to about 30 inch. Between 2 foot and 30 inches, they'll get quite thick. But yeah, it says online that they only need a 75 gallon because they don't actually use it. Although they're that big, it's not like having a grouper that was that size or something. But yeah, in the engine room, so to speak. So my missus has got little Britain on while she's sorting stuff out. We're pretty much there now, other than moving. This is the last room to be done. This is the living room. But yeah, this is my only tank out here. But in here, I've got my skimmer. So I was trying to get this a bit on my phone. That's like a flat bit. It's annoying me off the case. You've got the dry compartment there, and in here I've got my Deltic skimmer. I've got my some of my biomedia in there. I've got Ciprex at the bottom, and MaxSpec biospheres, which from most places I've read now, most people prefer them to Marine Pure just because of the simple fact that they don't break down like the Marine Pure does, and they're like similar in surface area. There's some more still just chucked down in here in front of the pump, but I've had so many return pumps on here, and this is the only one that I've had that I haven't had issues with trying to level out the sump. And I know in theory only what you pump up should come down, but it was fluctuating all the time. Every time I had a DC pump, even an Ecotech one, I had I think it was a Vectra. Was it an L or an M? I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, now I've just got the big Eon in there. The 75 watt one. Eon EV. But yeah, I think it makes it so much easier having it in the reactor because I've got it powered by the same. Well, I've got a few pumps down here. I've got the one that powers the UV, which I'm going to be changing today to a little DC TNC reef pump, the ones that look like the Ecotechs. I've got a little 2,000 litre an hour one there that's adjusted. Obviously DC is controllable, so and it goes up to 20, so I'm guessing a number 8 should be about 800 litres an hour, which I'm going to be putting through the UV. I'm actually adding a second UV on here as well, which is going to be T-pieced off of the same pump. So running both of them, but just because I've got it come with some other bits that I bought, so I just bought them in bulk for it, so I might as well run it if I've got it. There's no extra power or anything with the pump, same pump using it. But I've also got an Eon pump in here, a 2,000 litre an hour one that I need to change as well for DC. Just I'm trying to cut down the power usage, but I've got to change that filter something out actually as well. But yeah, running there, I've got Tico 500 chiller. It's the chiller bit is turned off now. I've just got it running as a heater, and that's my dosing pump. It's Grotech or GHL Tech 3 NG. And it is the chambers, but what I do is I'm only using Mopox, that's the only thing I'm dosing, because I've got the Salifert all in one, but because I do such regular water changes with natural seawater, and I haven't really, at the beginning I wanted mainly coral and all that, but where I've got a big fish that just literally knock things around and that, I'm going to focus more on the anemones. There's another one in here that's detached itself from the rocks and gone somewhere else, but hope it don't end up in the wave maker. But yeah, I've also got a pair of wild caught maroon clowns. I think the only things that are tankable in here are the Parachromis. All the others are wild caught and the cleaner shrimp. I'm actually surprised they've lasted this long with the morays and the groupers, because I know some fish, even though they understand what they are, some fish still will eat them, things like tusks and that. Yeah, I've still got the same lights at the minute. I haven't got round to changing them yet to the XR30s. So yeah, I've still got the AI or aqua illumination ones on there. But I mean, they do the job, so I mean, I'm not in no desperate need to change them at the minute. I've got a few different priorities at the minute.